What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the No Job Rob Show. In today's video, I just wanted to talk about video game addiction. Just be sure to hit the like button and subscribe to the channel for videos related to success, entrepreneurship, and making money online. So I was pretty much born with an NES controller in my hand. My earliest memories were playing the original Zelda with my father and him teaching me all the secrets, which bushes to burn and walls to bomb and so forth. And I continued to carry my early love for video games pretty much throughout my life, and it didn't really occur to me that it may have been playing too large of a role, because something that I've come to learn about the nature of addiction and addictive behavioral patterns is that it's less about quantity and more about quality. And what I mean by that is a lot of people like to focus on purely the amount that people are doing a certain thing, but not the way that they're using it. And if someone may be doing something less overall, but developing more of a dependency on it in the way that they're actually using it, then that can actually be more harmful. So this was something that kind of allowed it to go under the radar in terms of how much it was holding me back, because we all kind of have our concept of what someone who's addicted to video games might resemble. And, you know, no offense if you fit this description, but, you know, someone who's overweight or has a lot of acne, for example, doesn't get out much. You know, someone who plays Warcraft around the clock, or in this day and age, more accurately, probably Fortnite. So while I've pretty consistently enjoyed games and long gaming sessions, I felt like I wasn't taking it overboard. But the reality of it that I've had to face recently as I try to police myself and optimize what I'm doing and try to be more productive is that I was using video games to meet my need for reward. I'm sure most of you are familiar with the neurotransmitter dopamine, and its purpose chiefly is to try to push us in the direction of things that it thinks are going to promote our survival. So when you do something that elicits a pleasurable or rewarding response, your brain will give you a hit of dopamine to make you feel good and reinforce in your mind that it's something that you should do and repeat. So when you eat, your brain will secrete dopamine to tell you that you should try to eat more in the future. And same goes with having sex so that you can procreate and, you know, continue the longevity of the species. But our brains haven't had a long enough period of time to evolve to the fact that we are capable of overstimulating our dopamine release, and that by getting that sense of reward, that can actually be something that's in the long term harmful for us. And what it took me a long time to realize that I was actually doing is I was getting that feeling of accomplishment by progressing in a video game, by leveling up my character, by getting new gear, by moving along in the story of the game. And my brain wasn't able to differentiate between this being something that was actually good for my existence and my survival and my growth and happiness as a person, and it just being a cheap, false sense of accomplishment. So pretty consistently, when it came time to actually progress as a person, actually apply myself to something, my brain felt like there was no need for that because I could always get that from a video game. In its simplest sense, our brain is trying to push us towards pleasure and away from pain. So growth only occurs through pain, but your brain is trying to keep you away from that. So it's sort of a self-sabotaging cycle, but it's very difficult to resist your brain almost literally screaming at you within your own thoughts to instead just do something that's going to make you feel good right now. So it was very, very difficult to overcome that voice in my head when I would sit down, try to do something maybe towards building a business when, you know, you don't immediately see that payoff and it's not enjoyable to do. And then you always have that option in the background of like, oh, I could always just, again, feel rewarded through playing a video game instead and get that immediate gratification. So this is something that's held me back pretty much throughout my life. And entrepreneurship, again, has been a long, grueling process of just looking in the mirror, calling myself out on all my faults and defects and all my bullshit. And I've had to come to terms with the fact that I've used progressing in video games as a crutch, and I've formed these addictive, dependent patterns around it. So I just finished Metal Gear Solid 5, and it was something that took me like 4 years because I would play it and I wouldn't really enjoy it and I would take these long breaks from it. But I found myself so determined to just wrap it up and finish it and, you know, again, kind of get that dopamine hit from completing the game. And it was a perfect example of why this was a problem for me, because again, I didn't really find it to be the most fun game to play. I'm not, you know, this isn't like a video game review channel, so I'm not going to get too far into it, but it creates this gameplay loop that constantly hijacks the reward centers of your brain by giving you new missions, new gear, and it really hooked me in and was so preferable when compared to the delayed gratification of actually succeeding in life. So when I finished it, it felt like a great opportunity for me to look at video games objectively and the role they were playing and just say, okay, this is when I really need to step away from this. So I encourage you guys to think about what role it might be playing in your life, if it's just a fun diversion or, you know, a minor hobby that you do from time to time, or if it really is hijacking your reward centers and acting as a replacement towards other things that you know you should be doing that would be more productive or resolve a lot of the problems and shortcomings that you're experiencing in your life, and if video games are actually contributing towards being a cause of them. So I feel like kind of a weight has been lifted because I've just freed up so much time for myself. You know, again, even though I wasn't playing like 24/7, I would have really long gaming sessions, especially during times when I was supposed to be working, and then I would feel like shit after that because I felt guilty. I felt like I wasn't able to have the willpower to stay true to myself about my intentions to work instead of playing video games. And for a lot of people, I know a lot of people drop significant money on gaming consoles and, you know, dropping $65 after tax on a new game that comes out. You know, I had like a decent backlog of games that I hadn't played, so I didn't really have to go out and like buy new games when they came out, but it's more so just the time and the neurological component. And I feel like by making this change in my life, I've put myself in such a better position to succeed with my business. So maybe there are some of you who were in a similar position to where I was, where, you know, it doesn't really occur to you to look at video gaming with under the type of microscope that you need to totally understand why it may be something that's actually holding you back from where you want to be. And if so, I hope this message reached you well, and, you know, maybe you'll sort of spark a different thought process about it that could, you know, lead to a more productive version of yourself. So thank you guys for checking out the video today. Again, this has been No Job Rob. I do videos regularly on the channel just to help you guys be the best version of yourselves, find success in life and business and so forth. Just hit the like button, subscribe to the channel so you don't miss anything, and I'll talk to you soon. Again, this has been No Job Rob. Thank you for watching, and have a great day, everybody.